Okay, well, I'm gonna do another replay commentary since I haven't done one for the Baltimore yet. So, this was a pretty decent game in the Baltimore. Probably not my best or like craziest game, but I think this game is noteworthy because I face a lot of circumstances in which a Baltimore traditionally would not do very well in.
Battle starts.
For example, Okinawa. This is usually a pretty bad map for USN cruises just due to the lack of general island cover. And also, as you'll be seeing pretty soon, there's a typhoon rolling in. And typhoons are pretty bad for just cruisers in general, um, because it basically forces you to get close up with battleships that can overmatch your hull plating. So I really want the cap advantage, so I'm asking for the gearing to smoke me up at sea. When I'm in a position like this, like when there's a fair amount of DDs on both sides, and there's a DD in front of me, and he's going towards cap, I will ask for smoke. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Kind of just depends. But if he can smoke, then that definitely helps me put pressure on C, and basically secures C for our team.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
So I noticed that our gearing is in C, but the cap counter isn't ticking up. So I know there's an enemy DD in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get as close as I dare, basically, or as close as I think is safe, using the smoke cover, and then I'm going to radar the whole cap. And there he is, enemy gearing spotted. So by using this radar, I can force him out of cap, also do some damage. I know he's going to turn left, so I predict. All the while, I'm not going to stay in smoke because I predict that the gearing is launched torps into the smoke. Again, I predict him. I think he's going to swing right a little bit, then go back left. And boom, he actually detonates, which is
Enemy
nice.
destroyer blown up. Off to a great start.
Again, I'm not too keen to stay in the smoke. I'm lingering a little bit longer because I know the DD will spot any torps that are coming toward me before they actually get within my own spotting range. But since that Fletcher moved away, so again, since I have no idea where those gearing torps could be if he did launch them, which I think he did, I'm going to be moving away. I'm detected right now, so I'm definitely going to turn out. That way the GK doesn't get any shots at me. He's not even paying attention, but just in case. Also, that means there's a DD fairly close by, within 9.5 or so kilometers. Which means one of our battleships is probably going to eat a torpedo or two in the near future. In hindsight, I should have probably said something in chat, but I was not really paying that much attention. And yep, our Bismarck eats it. And our Bismarck eats it again. Looks like he's going to flood out. Rather unfortunate. So I know that these guys are going to be pushing up to A. So I'm going to basically stop their push, or just blunt their push. I'm not going to push with the guys at um, over at C because there's really no point. Baltimore chasing like a couple of cruisers, or like a Minotaur or something, it's not very productive. I really want to stop the gearing from being able to exert pressure on this side of the map. So, because I have that radar, and he knows I have that radar, he's going to be staying, probably he's 9 kilometers away from me. Just the threat of being radared is going to keep him away from our Montana. Take a shot at the gearing just as he disappears, because I think it's he committed the turn, so I would be able to predict him. And I figure that gearing's already dead, so I'll pop some shots at the Bismarck AP salvo. 9,000 damage. Again, very impressive US AP showing its colors here. And notice how I turned out before the Bismarck rounded the corner. So that way I'm not trapped going towards it or bow on reverse. I'm basically kiting him, or he has to chase me. So right now this position gives me a lot more flexibility than if I was pointed bow in. Because if I was pointed bow in, because it's hard to say, like we didn't have vision of A. There could have been like, another battleship or two behind him, and then I would have been totally screwed. So, in these uncertain situations, better to orient yourself so that you're pointed away and kiting away before the enemy spot you. Yeah, I'm just gonna AP because he's really just giving me a pretty nice broadside here. I think he's dead before my next salvo. It's... Again, I really don't know what's behind the island, so I don't really see a point in turning back in. So now that I'm stealthed up, I'm going to be turning around to try and help Cap B, because it looks like our Montana's pretty toast. Okay, so I know the Sabuki's pointed in, and he's got pressure from the C direction. He's got a Citadel threat to his C direction. So I know he's going to stay relatively unangled to me. But I also want to get close enough to a distance I know I can Citadel him before I break stealth. Just kind of surprise him a little bit. So 12.7, taking a shot. I'm not sure if that was bad aim or RNG. I did get one shatter, which tells me that probably hit his belt armor. That was just a little bit too high. I think he just got it dialed in now. This one should hit home. And I know he can't turn out, or else he's going to be giving a broadside to all those nasty battleships north of C.
Good luck and fair seas. Problem solved, sir. Many thanks.
So, Cyclone starts. As I said before, Cyclones are very, very bad for USNCAs. So, the only way to really deal with a Cyclone in a USNCA is to use your team's battleships as meat shields against their battleships, and put yourself in a position where an enemy battleship has to choose between shooting you or shooting a friendly battleship. Like, you're on his left, and the friendly battleship's on his right. Just kind of divert their attention like that. So I'm looking to group up with the clump of battleships that we have at B, and just hope for the best.
Requesting cover fire. Affirmative.
It's actually a BB chasing me, so I instantly see that, and I'm gonna angle out. Because even though he shot his rear turrets at something else, I have a nagging suspicion that his front turrets are going to be at me.
Received.
So,
I'm on
I'm actually gonna turn out a little bit, and as soon as he fires, I'm gonna turn down, I'm gonna slow down and turn in. So, most of his salvo missed. Just get 2 fires here. He puts them out. Normally I'd fire AP, but since I knew he blew damage con, I'm going to try to set another fire on him. Unfortunately, RNG is telling me to go screw myself. And he's turning out, so I just switch over to AP, and he's a better target, which is the Hipper. So I'm going to get a couple salvos in on him. First salvo, and that was big. German cruisers are notoriously hard to citadel, especially at close range, so I'm not getting that much damage, but I'll definitely take it. Okay, this is really important here. I'm detected, but I can't detect anything else. What that means is that there's an enemy destroyer within 8 kilometers of me, as per the rules of the Cyclone. Which means I pop my radar because he definitely threw some torps my way. And since he's over there, I'm going to use this island to hide until his torps pass me, because he was definitely looking at me the whole time. And trying to predict where I'm going to go, and I predict that there's going to be torps on both sides of this island, so I'm just going to camp here until those pass. Well, and there's their Minotaur. Great.
torpedoes to port.
Yep, it's the first set of torps.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
And there's the second set. And I don't even get to launch my salvo. Just making sure that the torps didn't hit me. I'm going to heal up a little bit. And now this is... it's pretty risky what I do. I don't know what kind of health those battleships are, but I think that they're kind of low. So I'm going to switch to AP and bow in and try to kill these guys, because these guys have been kind of going back and forth for a while. I think that they're low. And the Cyclone... oh, fuck. Well... he's not very low. In fact, he's about half health. So I can't kill him with my AP. But I'm gonna go bow on. Again, I really don't like to be in these kinds of situations at the Baltimore, but since it's a typhoon, I really didn't have a choice. I'm gonna go bow on, just try to mitigate the damage best I can. So, first guns go out. Over pen, second set. Ooh, it's gonna hurt. Yep. Not nice. But what can you do? Okay, there's another battleship coming in, and it's Bismarck. This one's okay, because the Bismarck actually can't overmatch my bow plating, so if I just sit bow in, he's not going to be able to do that much damage. He's launching a salvo pretty soon, probably right about now. And that was actually ridiculously good dispersion, so he penned my superstructure for a decent amount of damage. GK kills our Bismarck, which I think is really unfortunate. I know the GK is going to be coming around the corner, so even though I kind of want to keep distance with this Bismarck, I'm going to go full throttle now. Because I know that GK is coming around the corner, and I have to be hugging the island if I don't want the GK to just draw me. Bismarck down. Interrupt the fire. And also pop my heal.
Problem solved, sir.
That's probably the DD. Oh, and there's the GK. Well, this is not a very good position to be in, but I think if I move fast enough... Yep. I actually managed to um, avoid the shells. Unfortunately, the Minotaur has got a pretty good bearing of me. 7,000 damage there. And I just gotta run. There's nothing I can do because the GK is gonna turn left, and if he gets my back, he's gonna delete me. And that's when disaster kind of strikes. Holy crap, who put a Des Moines there? And he's radaring me. Well, in this situation, I'm completely screwed. I'm gonna try to angle out and hope the GK does it. Somebody kills the GK before I have a shot, but yeah, it's just too late. I fired two at the Benson, I get one pen, but I was trapped between a rock and a very, very, very hard place. But I think I did enough damage, and I bought enough time for my team to regroup, and as long as they don't completely potato, we should win this. As Fletcher's taking a lot more damage than I would like. Team's kind of throwing a little bit, but we have such a points lead and such an HP advantage, I don't think it really matters at this point. Oh, and our Benson actually gets torqued by the Fletcher. That's rather unfortunate. At this point, we still have so much health and so many points. I'm still fairly certain it would be rather hard for our team to throw. There's the Minotaur, or I tell my team just don't die, okay? I don't know what our Fletcher's thinking. It's 7 kilometers. Why is he not just turned away and running? He's actually giving a fair amount of broadside to this Minotaur. Like, there's just no point for that. I guess the Hindenburg finishes off the Minotaur, so we're saved there. Hindenburg smacks the Benson pretty decently. Whiffs his second half of his salvo, but Hindenburg is ridiculously good rate of fire, so not too worried here. And I believe any second now. Smack. Benson's down, and we win the game. That was a lot closer than I thought anyway. So yeah, hopefully this shows kind of how to leverage what the Baltimore has, even in unfavorable conditions, like a cyclone.